Hello and welcome back, folks. You are watching eISL powered by Coca-Cola, and of course, a huge shout out to, of course, our beautiful event partners, Nodwin Gaming, and our platform partners, PlayStation, for making this happen. We are already done and dusted with the first, series of our eISL. Now heading on to the second showdown that we have, and here we have all our partners, all in their glory and shining upright, making sure that this event was possible.
yeah these these guys really made a huge impact on the fact that people can now look at esports and particularly FIFA as an actual avenue to uh, go out, make some money, really shine with their abilities, and also be encouraged, like maybe even convince their parents to let them do this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Esports not just pertaining to playing. There's so much happening around the scenes. Off the work, production, media, everything. We just starting off with something that's going to be really massive. But now let's get back into what's really in front of us. The schedule for you, ladies and gentlemen, and take a look at it. We've got an amazing showdown up waiting for you guys. We've got Jamshedpur FC going up against the Kerala Blasters FC. So we've got Akash going up against Akshat in the first showdown, and then the match of the night that we've all been looking out for, Arvind up against Lokmanyu, and this is going to be a really interesting tie. And I can see, the other night, when I was talking with Lokmanyu, he did warn me about Jamshedpur FC. Now this is one of those teams that could be the dark horses, as we say, right? Because they've always, been pulling off those surprising plays. But the last time, in the last encounter against FC Goa, they had a really tough time because the matches were really close. The goal differences were just one, but they could not close. They could not really close it through, right? So
Yeah.
this time they're gonna want to see the end of things. They want to be on that good note. But on the other hand, we're talking about Kerala Blasters FC, where we've got Lokmanyu looking really sublime the way he was playing yesterday. But Akshat, he was feeling a little bit of those butterflies. I'm pretty sure he's gonna feel
Yeah.
way better today. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what the players have to tell about themselves in an exclusive footage.
I'm Arvind, I'm 24, I'm from Chennai.
I'm Akash, I'm 22, I'm from Chennai. I'm going to represent
Jamshedpur FC. I have been playing FIFA for a couple of years competitively.
I was always passionate about gaming and football right from my childhood. Guess what's common between them? It's FIFA.
I am good enough to stand here in front of you and I will be good enough to win it all.
Jamshedpur is all about steel, and I believe players are as determined as steel.
Jamshedpur FC is all about the fans. They are all around the world. They will be supporting us till the end. I'm honored to represent Jamshedpur FC in this tournament and we will be winning it all for you guys.
I believe we got what it takes to win the tournament, and we are here to do so.
My name is Lokmani Chaturvedi. I'm 25 years of age from New Delhi.
My name is Akshat Khandelwal, born and brought up in Jaipur, Rajasthan. My age is 23,
And I'll be representing.
Kerala Blasters.
So I've been playing FIFA professionally for the last 5 years and I've represented the country at the highest stage as well.
I've been playing FIFA since FIFA 10. So not because I want to be a professional in it, but I love this game.
I was a professional footballer myself, so moving to FIFA was a natural shift. And to be able to create that magic on the virtual pitch is something that excites me the most.
After the 12 years of long journey, I can hopefully win this tournament.
Kerala Blasters FC has a massive football following.
Players are nothing without their fans.
Football runs in their blood, as we all know that, and what better way to connect with the club than to play FIFA for them.
Boy, oh boy, this is going to be one hell of a showdown for sure, Azim, because, they've all been, making those gestures, when you want it, come and get
Yeah.
it. And what are you speculating, though, considering, these two, teams right in front of us? Who do you think has the upper edge?
I definitely think the Kerala Blasters do have a bit of an edge purely because of the experience that Lokmanya brings to the table. Akshat was a little bit nervous in his first game, didn't have the best time, but they made the comeback in the co-op game, and that's how it happened. For Jamshedpur FC, I believe they played against FC Goa, and Arvind, if I'm not wrong, was the guy who really demolished Afnan over there. I think it was a 6-1 victory, but V Sharma, with a bit of clutch play over there, got his win, and finally they triumphed in the co-op game. So Jamshedpur FC yet to get off the mark in this series, as we're fast closing kickoff, and a lot of respect, mutual respect between the guys. A few thumbs up across the table, and obviously fist bumps on the table.
You know,
And quite interesting to see how these guys approach this game.
Azim, these are the signs that we are all getting old now. So many matches happening, and suddenly
Yeah.
it's thankfully that we've got our statistics right beside us over here. So a
Yeah,
few
if you
little
think you're getting old, I must be a grandfather by now, yeah.
no, dude, we're all getting there. We're all getting there. We're starting to forget things. But yeah, I mean, the last showdown that we did see, it was, of course, Akash, however, defeating Afnan. It was a very close encounter. It was a
Hmm.
1-0 score. And then V Sharma was the one who took down Arvind. That was again 1-0.
Yeah.
But what happened was in the third showdown, that's the decider one, where Afnan and V Sharma just edged past
Yeah.
Jamshedpur FC. So, again, against really formidable opponents, they barely lost, making a few little mistakes. But against Kerala Blasters, they would want to, see things through, want to get that crucial 3 points. But the big question is, are they going to let this happen?
Yeah, let's see what happens. And Kerala Blasters FC, of course, playing in their traditional yellow and blue, which is, of course, their home outfit. Looks very familiar to the Brazil team squad, which makes it quite poetic because most of the players you see in this team are Brazilian, or at least 4 or 5 of them are. With Cafu, interesting going for Cruyff from the start. Usually has been used as an impact player off the bench, Johan Cruyff. And a positive start here from Akshat. He doesn't want to mess about. I think he just wants to immediately start on the front foot, doesn't want to concede a goal. Put your opposition, put Akash under pressure. And he's succeeding in doing that quite well.
Oh, yes, he definitely is. And, the way Akshat has started off, he
Oh,
looks
that's a
so
great
much
turn. I
confident
think this
now.
is a goal. I think this should be it, but well saved. That those long limbs of Peter Schmeichel coming to the rescue of Jamshedpur FC, and Akash finally getting a touch of the ball. And let's see if he's looking confident enough and how he approaches this. And he's given it away. So few nerves at the beginning for Akash. Does look like it.
Oh, yes. And now we know Akash he's one of those really unexpected players. And, this is again one of those trivias where he's beaten the likes of Lokmanu also. In one of those qualifiers. So he is that good of a player, and which kind of makes sense, that Lokmanu decided not to go up against Akash today in this showdown, right? Because he does not want that to be repeated, because he could obviously go against someone like Arvind that he's faced off in the past, and maybe have a good chance at winning. And Akshat, if he can manage to win this one out, if he can manage to see this one through, then this is going to be big.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a huge victory. I think in the second game you would say Lokmanya is a slight favorite. So that's why the pressure is really on Akash to try and get this win against Akshat. He's bulldozing his way through with Root Bullet, has to score over here, and he does. Absolutely bulldozed. I think he has the physique very similar to Root Bullet, Akash. Very buff, well-built guy, and really exploiting that strength and power. And a bit of a sucker punch because we did see Akshat was building up quite well. But Akash, no nonsense, very uncomplicated, just running straight through the penalty box and getting that 1-0 lead.
Oh, this was so much necessary, and we know, Akash really loves to get up close and personal over here, and he's scored right off the bat. This is a kind of an aggressive player that Akash is, and I think he's pretty much reflected that in the previous game as well. Again, a few rectifications out here. We're making a lot of errors. Yeah, he did score a lot. in fact, Akash,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's gotten off to a really good start. But again, Akshat has got to get one for himself and score
Yeah.
that important equalizer.
And very, very nice close control there from Akshat. Just unfortunately, it was Cruyff over there. If he had Mbappe in that situation, maybe a little different because there would be more strength to hold the ball. But he's worked the opening well. Unfortunately, oh, that was a very risky pass. You can see Akash shaking his head. He knows he got away with one over there. And yeah, now for Akash, it's about can I repeat what I did in the last game, because he did score 5 or 6 in the last game against Afghan.
Yes.
So let's see if he can repeat that feat. We know that Akshat also struggled and had a bit of a heavy defeat in his last game. So let's see what he can do. He won't want to concede too many early goals. That will hit his confidence if it happens for the second game running. And on the counter attack, well defended there by
Yeah.
Akash. And now let's see what he can do going forward.
I mean, so it's just me who's getting old and pretty bad with the numbers, aren't I? And I've got to
Hey, I'm
work
an
on.
engineer. Numbers. I've worked with numbers for too many years of my life.
And that the part of being a lawyer is always, when you are filing for all those recoveries, that is where you see all those numbers, nowhere
Yeah.
else. But otherwise, we've got
He's worked this very
yeah.
well, going for the bridge, but just getting away with that, getting a little bit lucky. Akshat is living a little dangerously over here. But it's an open game. You see, both the players are going fairly direct. They're not bothering too much with the fancy build-up play. They're taking a player and just running for the hills, and then hoping for that little trick to work out in the last minute. That's well worked. And now this is where it's crucial. And again, it's the day of Root Gullit over there. That's well worked and beautifully blocked off the line.
Wow.
Very, very well worked over there by Akshat. But Akash getting his players right where they need to be and getting away with one. But very, very open game. Very interesting game this one.
Yeah, and I can see that surge of confidence in Akshat, because yesterday and today it's been a massive upliftment for him, right? The confidence seems to be visible. I think they've done their homework really well, but they know who they're going up against. They know that they're playing with fire, and Akshat is got to give his 200%. You can't just settle with 100, because then Akash is gonna punish you for that.
And again, will we see another one of those traditional cutbacks? We do. It should be a goal. It is. This is becoming a recurring theme in this tournament, that players just want to get down that right flank just by that touch line behind by the goal. And yeah, it's working out very, very well. I think at some point we're going to see maybe a strategy call, maybe a different way of defending to counter this, because we're seeing one or two of these goals in every match.
And again, I have to point this one out. This was the exact same reason, the exact same trouble that Akshat was facing against, if I'm not wrong, KT Dillon, because he was doing the similar thing, right? And again, falling prey to a goal like that somewhere is not acceptable by Akshat's standard, right? Because he's just that good of a player, and he's made it so far. And this is something that Lokman would have wanted to correct, because the boys from Jamshedpur FC, they were definitely watching it throughout. They were trying to figure out the mistakes.
And again, this could be 3-0. Oh, that's beautifully done. That's
just
brilliant from
playing now.
Akash. He's toying with Akshat over there. That was wonderfully worked. Amazing close control, and it does look just at the stroke of halftime. He's got that third goal, and Akshat again now will be. It's going to feel like deja vu for both of these players. They were Akshat was on the end of a bad defeat the last time, and of course Akash has scored a lot of goals, and yeah, real big blow, big sucker punch. And now I think we're going to see the Lokmanyo's coaching classes have begun. They should remove Byju's from the logo. In fact, I think they should add Lokmanyo's over there. Or in fact, Byju's even better should hire Lokmanyo to start FIFA classes within the Byju's universe.
Yeah, I think that would be so much more apt, considering the latest esports enthusiasts that we have, the way esports has been booming. And I would be really happy if big orgs like Byju's starts giving out FIFA classes, not just FIFA but other games per se. But of course, if they're considering FIFA, then you've got you do not have a better teacher than Lokmani. Of course, there are few better players, of course, that we've seen statistically than Lokmanu. But again, a good player cannot always be a good teacher or a good coach, right? That has been
Yeah.
the end of things. And Lokman Yus definitely has been one, being one of the best at even giving interviews and everywhere. He just loves the camera. He loves the attention.
Yeah, and yeah, we kick off again with the second half, and now it's all to do for Akshat. Can he find that early goal? He did look for up till maybe the 20 or 30 mark, quite capable of scoring and breaking down Akash's defense. But I think that first goal and particularly the second goal really rattled him. And since then, lots of gaps appearing in his defense. I'm not sure whether he's he's really feeling that intensity today. Let's see what he can do. Again, it's just Akash with everything, using Eusebio, getting down the flank. Will he go for another cutback? This time electing to go wide. He can take his time. That's perfect game management. Just when the chance is there, don't force it. Using Gullit, using a Marseille roulette with
Wow.
Gullit. Never seen him do that in his real life, but that is the joy and the beauty of watching players on FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yeah, you do things that you've never done, and you do things in style. But Akshat right now is trying to make things happen, this time from the left wing. However, just passes it a little bit behind, off on towards Pele, who's still searching for that opening, but has passed it towards Mbappe, who's still looking to see it through as Pele. He is yearning for a pass, but has
There you
got
go.
missed.
This is much better though from Akshat. He lost possession over there, but he worked the space well. I think he needs to get a few of those attacks, and it's key, of course, to get the ball off Akash, because Akash is, of course, a very possession-heavy player. He's not going to give the ball up easily, and he's very happy to run up the field, turn around, pass back, build from the other side, do a little switch of play. Just doing a few tricks over there with Zidane in the middle of the field with nobody watching. I think there are players there that we can't see that he's trying to avoid.
And this is where, Azim, I really need your expertise over here, because we've been talking a lot about the cutbacks. Now, you did mention on one occasion that, if you could have your goalkeeper up a little bit ahead. But anything apart from that, on the defensive side, if you can get your defenders to work up a bit?
A lot of it depends on, of course, the player switching and your ability to avoid that. Maybe potentially, and of course, this would be detrimental. This would work only better if you are, defending a lead and don't need to attack. Maybe you could switch your system and go to have an additional central defender and go three at the back. Maybe play a 3-4-1-2, which is one of the sort of alternative metas you could think of in this game, a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-5-2. Where basically then instead of 4 you have 5 defenders and you have one additional man in the center who can then be there to cut out that pass and ensure that you don't concede. But of course you're inviting then more pressure on yourself because there's less players to attack with, less players to build with. So it's a fine balance. I mean, that's something I would look at doing maybe in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game where you've decided that you just need to see it out, but not something that's sustainable for the entire game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Right now the only way that Akshat can stand a chance if he can start playing a lot on counter attacks, because Akash has been really heavy with the offense, right? He seems to stop at nothing, and considering we, in our second half, almost, after a few couple of minutes, we're going to be on that 80 minutes marker. That's where the sun definitely seems to have set for Akshat.
Yeah, and Akshat is being very, very smart with the way he's approaching even his attacks. He's not committing too many players forward over there. Obviously, he's got his front four there. But he's very happy to keep, although he's given the ball away now, and this could be a moment, unfortunately, too many defenders back there. So it didn't quite work out for him. But for Akshat, he's being very, very smart with his attacks. Here we go. He just needs to find the right pass. Oh, beautiful little drag to the left and the right using Zidane over there. He's just not giving Akshat any of the ball, and that's the biggest struggle over there. He's being very smart. Even when he attacks, he makes sure that his shape is perfect. Like, even if he loses the ball and he's faced with a counter attack, he has more than enough cover to nullify anything that Akshat tries to do.
And he's been looking so much in sync, and Akshat, he's got to do so much of a homework, but now just rushing in with
this is well worked. Can he find? Yeah, he does go for the ball to Cruyff, and that's beautiful. A great finish. That'll do Akshat's confidence a world of good. And that's what he needs to do. Don't complicate it. Just play on instinct. A lot of times players with lower confidence would, stop with Cruyff, try to turn, try to get a better angle for the shot. But he went for the flare shot. I think that was an L2 shot that he went for. little curl with the outside of the foot. Johan Cruyff, of course, looking like a young Luka Modric in this game. And now maybe a little bit of doubt for Akash, but I think he's been fairly composed in this entire game. He's going to make sure he takes all his time while building the moves, not going to rush it at all, not going to give up possession easily. And you can see he's just taking Mbappe, running for the hills, and I expect him to look back and pass back as well. No, he's going for the cutback. Okay, and cut back a little too far over there. And now another counter-attack chance for Akshat. If he gets a goal here, suddenly the tables are completely turned.
Yeah, just that one goal is pending from his side, and if we can see it through, then this is it, right? We were anticipating, and I think we've seen Akshat improving by the day, and it's been really good. But can
And he's
he
used the
do
cutback.
this?
Oh, he's got his keeper out. Hopefully, he will catch it. He does catch it. Sometimes the keepers very bizarrely elect to punch the ball in that situation. But yeah, he's taking his time now. He knows that it's about game management. It's about getting the ball in the opposition half, eating up as much time as you can, giving Akshat the opportunity to get back in the game, as opposed to increasing the scoreline even further.
Yeah, and this is where we're really liking Akshat keeping more of possession, right? This is something that Akash isn't really familiar with, and again chance for a cutback. He did, however, try to go in for a pass though, but this time
Yeah.
Akash he did read him well. Now he's
Yeah.
building up his own counter attack. This could
Yeah.
be nasty.
Yeah, I think he's going to chill over there. I don't think he's going to try to force the issue. Chilled a little bit too much over there. And Akshat now, if he's to get back into this game, this move needs to be a goal and it needs to be fast. Because otherwise, you know that Akash is going to kill the game. And there you have it. He's taken the ball. He's going to take it, either run it into the corner or look for that Mbappe who's running in at the back post. Yeah, he's keeping it in the corner. He's got no interest in scoring right now. Just wants to keep the ball. And yeah, just a little bit of maturity, game management. I'm sure Akshat will be very frustrated by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the point in the game where it's acceptable to just play the ball around. You see this in real life football as well. So at this point, it's all fair.
Yeah, and considering you've got so much on the line, so I mean, I would do that from minute 30 if I get a goal lead. Just try to keep the ball, and I mean, a win is a win, right? Everything
Yeah.
is fair over here. So there you have it. Almost reaching that full-time marker. Yet to hear the final whistle blow, as I think it's done, and there you have it.
Yep.
So the game coming to an end, and Jamshedpur FC having a really good time in this one. Again, as expected from Akash, he's been unbeaten so far. He's been looking really
Yeah.
good, really promising in terms of his individual play. But this is where he's got to pass on the baton towards his teammate Arvind lately, who's going to go up against Lokman. Now, this is one of those clashes that I've been really yearning for.
Yeah, and Arvind, of course, a little maybe lesser known player in the circuit than Akash and Lokmanyu. Of course, similar to Akshat, one of the newer guys on the block. But very well rated player. We've heard from a lot of people that these guys are, of course, both the Jamshedpur FC boys are very, very highly skilled players. Arvind didn't have the best time of it in their previous tie, but I think he was up against a very good player in V Sharma, and just about lost that game. I believe the score was 3-2.
Yeah.
If my memory does not fail me.
Yes.
And yeah, getting the numbers back. The numbers are slowly all coming back to my head. And we haven't kicked off. These are, of course, highlights.
Yeah, I mean, even I have to add up on a little bit more on Arvind and Akash. Both these players from the Southern Circuit, right? And we've also talked about it. This Southern Circuit has produced a lot of FIFA legends from our country, right? They've gone on to represent even in tournaments like ESWC. So we know, the South Circuit loves to take their FIFA really seriously, and they are no far behind, right? These two have been leading the charge lately, being the stalwarts from their region, and both of them have gotten their basics right, where we can see Akash being a little bit more upfront and close. He likes to go really aggressive. He's been scoring, he's been winning, but Lokman knows he's got a daunting task up ahead. It's not going to be as easy as it was for him yesterday, so today he's got to keep wary. Against Bindratej, however, he managed a 6-2 win, but today's encounter is going to be a close one. And again, considerably understandable that he did not go up against the big man Akash because of his last loss. And this is where he can actually try and level up the scores a little bit, head into the co-op mode. And that is where, they're going to display that, skills that they've inculcated over this past couple of days, the teamwork, and try to win this one through. I think that's the only strategy that looks viable for Kerala Blasters FC, right?
Yeah. And I do feel it's a little bit of an advantage, or I would say it's a little bit favorable for the Kerala Blasters boys when Lokmanya is playing the second game. Because, just in case Akshat, who's a slightly lower confidence player, in case he doesn't manage to get the win as he has done today, you've got a very calm, composed, and a very highly skilled player to, claw yourself back in. And we did see them do exceptionally well in their co-op as well. So it could be another day of another clutch win for the Kerala Blasters. They did it in pretty much the last minute in the previous game, and we saw the huge celebrations that happened. And now it's up to Arvind to see if he can hold back the beast that is Lokmanya.
Yeah, but this is going to be testing waters for Lokmanya, right? Yesterday could have been a breezer for him in his individual game, but today it's definitely going to be difficult. From what I've seen, Lokmanya, I think he is also improved even by his own standards. The kind of a FIFA that he was playing, it looked like he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He succeeded at everything that he was trying to pull off. And that's something really good that you would expect. This is kind of you have those semblances where you've got players like Saranj playing, and even a few more, let's say Charanjot or maybe Crusher, the two players that aren't really playing in the tournament. They've had some other problems, but again, they're the FIFA grades of that India has to offer, right? So we did see some semblances over there. Just the kind of a right play that you need to know what you want to execute, and that really helps you when actually whatever you've planned up becomes fruitful for you inside the game, and that's how you exactly want your games to go like. And now it's we're just waiting for this matchup to get started. And a question for all the viewers, rather we've got to ask them to spam whichever team they're supporting in this particular showdown in all the chats.
Yes, of course, if you're watching this on chat, of course, you can spam in the chat. If you're watching this on a platform that doesn't have a chat, just shout it out randomly. Don't bother about disturbing people around you. Just start shouting the team names. If nothing else, it'll just lead to an interesting conversation.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing leads to another. You never know. I mean, you're sitting in maybe some club or some place. You've got those soccer matches going up, and you never know future what it really holds. You go walk into maybe a club, and suddenly you see eISL being featured.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
That definitely will be, because it's going to be such a new experience for so much viewers, right? You're going to be sipping on your Coca-Cola, having a few little snacks, and then watching a beautiful game at this. You're seeing all those legends come back alive. You've got Maradona, Pele, every greats. So you're going to enjoy. He used to make a move like this. He used to do a certain move like this. Now, I think, Azim, you had pointed out, a special move that is exclusive to Cruyff. A few Cruyff fans would love that.
Yeah, of course, the Cruyff turn, one of the most. It's actually a very basic move when you think about real life football. Is just about basically turning 360 degrees with the ball at a standstill, but of course very, very effective in both FIFA and the real world.
But that being said, we are finally on with our second game for this matchup. This is where the Titans collide against each other. Lokmanya up against Arvind. So it's going to be one hell of a showdown. So you might as well want to get your popcorns and your Coca-Cola and sit down and enjoy with us as we are finally on way. And Lokmanya, look at him. Again, similar semblances of what he has been trying to do in the past. Yesterday also, try to build up the attack slowly, and then suddenly when you find that one little opening, go kaboo.
Yeah, and Lokmanya, of course, I mean, yes, he does favor slow build-up, but even his slow build-up, he does things very fast. It's a very unique skill set that he has, where Even though everything is happening at his own pace, he knows what he's doing, but he makes it seem to the opponent that he's doing a lot on the ball, and that makes you, as an opponent, slightly panic a little bit and be like, okay, he's doing something. What is he going to do? Is he going to trick past me? Is he going to open up a space that I didn't think existed? And let's see now what Arvind has to offer. Arvind favoring much more calmer, more chill way, less inputs on the controller. But he's got into the box and he's got the chance, but well defended there by Lokmanya. That was very last minute. And yeah, Lokmanya will have been a few warning signs for Lokmanya over there. But knowing him, he'll just go up the other end of the pitch and just smash one in without blinking an eyelid.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that this match is so evenly tied, it is very well reflected even inside the field. But again, you have Lokmanya trying to build up a really good attack. Oh,
look at that beautiful close control over there. That's what he's all about. When he gets to that box, he's all about quick changes of direction, fool your opponent, basically make them go one way, you go the other, and then that opens up the space either for a shot or a pass, and he's very, very effective at that. And defensively, Arvind will have a lot of his work cut out. Offensively, he does look like a fairly solid player. Defensively, though, keeping guys like Lokmanya, like Saransh quiet is obviously one of the toughest jobs that you can have in the eISL.
yeah, but look at Lokman. He's being so adept even on his defense, right? And this is where again, Nazim, we need your expertise. So how do you counter a player who's playing like this?
You just hope that he is having a bad day. Honestly, it's very. I mean, when you have a player who's so skillful in attack, obviously you're going to do your best to defend it.
Right.
But then you need to bring your A game in attack as well, and that's when you see like the most spectacular games. You see score lines like a 3-4, a 5-6. And for like, it's very hard to defend against. You look at Lokmanya in and around the box. He's just always making sure that he's in complete control. He uses that L2 button, there, as you see over there, to get his back to the defender, use that physicality, so that the opponent, if he tries even to get the ball off, oh, that's beautifully worked. That's a great goal. Again, so patient, so calm, so clinical there from Lokmanya. And you can see over there, he's using the strength of his players constantly to either bait his opponent, bait Arvind into a tackle, or to bait him into moving his position. And there you see the space opened up, and with Cruyff in that position, with anyone in that position, he's never going to miss.
And it felt like a game of chess over there towards the very end, right? As if Lokmanya knew exactly where he wanted all his pieces to be. All he had to do was, deal the final blow. And there you have it. The first goal being scored, and the deadlock has finally been broken. And I think it seems fair. It is pretty much understandable right up until now. Why he's opted to play against Arvind right now. He did could have found a few fallacies in his game, which he's trying to capitalize on, and he's definitely done his homework. And now I think this is where he's starting to slowly but surely take control of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's been in control from the moment. There are very rare occasions when you don't see Lokmanya in control. Look at that, another beautiful turn. This time went for the timed finish, but just didn't time it right. You could see it with that little red border around the player icon, that he had timed it perfectly. When you time it perfectly, it gets surrounded in green. And of course, for those of you who want to get better at your FIFA skills, of course, you're watching the right broadcast in the right tournament. But yeah, you should be taking tips and learning from all these guys, because this is the absolute pinnacle. If you're stuck in Division 1, Division 2 of Ultimate Team, or in around rank 2 of Foot Champs, this is where you want to learn. You want to be playing like that. Look at that skill from Pele, and he's found a gap in the near post. That is exceptional from Arvind. We are seeing absolutely top quality FIFA right now.
Yes, 100%. This is starting to get so much more exciting at this reply from Arvind's side. He completely planned this one out, and going after Lokmanya like this, this had to be done. This was absolutely necessary. He could not have managed to be intimidated by Lokmanya, and giving him one back. This sort of puts Lokmanya back on earth, right? Because for a few couple of moments, we really thought he's gonna again have a quick breezer through this game, which is gonna get way much tougher from here on.
Yeah, I mean, you can be as organized, as compact as you like, but when you're faced against individual skill, like the kind of skill that Arvind has displayed over there, there's very little that you can do, honestly, as a defender. You just have to sit back and just put your hands together and admire it and just give the guy a round of applause because that was superb close control.
Yeah, 100%. But again, we have seen Lokman, every time he concedes, he comes back with a goal of his own. But with just 2 minutes raring to go in this first half, I don't think it's going to be possible. Again, we're going to be walking off from the pitch with the scores leveled up.
Oh, no, I don't think so. He's going to go for the finish. It's an absolute clutch first half goal there from Arvind, and absolutely incredible ball over the defense. None of us saw it coming. We thought he was just happily playing it out to take it to 1-1 at halftime, but 2-1. The Jaipur FC boys are absolutely bringing it today.
Yes, they are setting the stage on fire, and boy oh boy, this is gonna absolutely crush Lokman in that after that first half whistle gets blown, right? Because you were doing fairly well. You started off with a banger. You were in really good control, and suddenly you let go 2 goals. You can see those 2 goals, and now you're on the back foot. Now this is where he's got to start pondering, right? The left side of Arvind that has been really strong. He's got those 2 goals from there, one from Pele and the other coming out from Eusebio. So now,
Yeah.
Azim, things have started to get really hot and spicy.
Yeah, and Lokmanu now in a fairly unfamiliar position. You don't see him generally going into halftime all down. So let's see what he's going to do. He is, of course, the professor, so to speak. He's the guy with all the wisdom and all the coaching classes. But now, is it going to be a case of the professor coming out on top, or is it a case of the young blood, the apprentice finally besting the master?
Yeah, I mean the kind of prodigy that Arvind is. I think I'll be delighted if I see a surprise. But Ronaldo having some tough time over there. But now I think the game is back into Jamshedpur FC's pockets right now. The kind of passing game, the possession, everything. Lokman has to figure out an opening, and he's got to do that quick.
Yeah, and as we see again, Arvind has found his way at the back. Will he go for that cutback? No, I think Lokmanu read that perfectly. He knew exactly what he was going to do over there. And another opportunity now to use that cutback. Will he go for a go? Oh, he has a shot open over there. He decides to take it, but little hurried, a little hasty over there. I don't blame him because that opportunity was a very limited window. And now, again, Lokmani on the counter attack. This is where that close control and that skill is really going to make a difference. Puts the ball in. That's a peach of a cross. And a block on the line. Oh my goodness. Arvind absolutely saving it for the last minute over there. That was in all the way. And somehow using Maldini, the infinite limb of Maldini, to keep it off the line and keep the keep the score at 2-1.
For a moment I thought that could have been a header, and the moment he got it on his chest and took it down, that's where I felt that this is a goal. This is it, right? He's got everything in control. But then again, you've got Maldini, and what a delight, Azim. But here we have Pele trying to build up an attack, but this time Lokmanu being on his toes, he's managed to fend that off.
Yeah, Lokmanu, he's being given a lot to worry about today, and I think we're seeing Arvind, of course, much improved from his last game against V Sharma, even though he did give V Sharma a huge run for his money in that game. But this time he's been very, very composed, very, very calm, despite going 1-0 down. Didn't let that bother him at all, and this is a very, very even match. I mean, there's nothing to really choose between these guys. The scoreline tells you it's 2-1, but these guys are so evenly matched.
Oh, they certainly are. And, now it's getting exciting as ever because, again, Lokmanu back to his old antics this time with Ruud Gullit. And
he's opened it up, and again, clutch defending there. He had the keeper, obviously, but he had a defender right next to him to make sure he covered the far post as well. This is turning a little bit into attack against defense right now with the opening again for Cruyff, going away, taking his time, using a few tricks, a few step overs, a few ball rolls, trying to create that space, now trying it from the other side, and fairly well organized defense by Arvind, you have to say, for Jamshedpur FC. But is he going to get fatigued from all this defending? Is he going to keep it up. He does, and it is backs to the wall for Arvind right now.
Finally blinking his eye, Arvind. He cannot, even set his eyes apart even for a minuscule of a second over there, because he's gonna get punished otherwise. The kind of an
There you
ultra
go.
press
The
attack.
gap opened up. He's found it. Not the way I thought he
Ooh!
would find it, but desperate defending. Arvind, you can see a lot of lines of stress on his face right now. Just needs to keep calm, keep composed. And as we see again, Lokmanyu building from the left, from the right, using a few tricks and turns. He's made space for Cruyff. Will he find? Oh, that's well worked. He fooled him completely over there. And now, again, not in an ideal shooting position. This is an ideal shooting position, but again blocked. Maldini here is absolutely putting in a man of the match performance, and Arvind is placing his defenders again to perfection.
This is going to be so frustrating for Lokman. Time and again, he's been creating the chances.
And the counter-attack is on here. He could finish this game off if he can play his cards right. Will he go for the dummy? Will he go for the cutback? He goes for the cutback. That's it. Arvind is playing an absolute blinder over here. He is defended for his life. And at the other end, going up down the flank, making the right decisions in the box and sucker punching Lokmanyu with that counter attack. This is an absolute turn up for the books here, and Jamshedpur FC on the verge of finishing this tie off.
Yes, and that could have been the final nail in the coffin. And I'm sure Jamshedpur FC fans are going to be elated with the quality of defense and then the counter attack from Arvind's side. And the last time he went up, he had to face defeat to V Sharma. But this time he makes sure that is not going to be a problem. Last time it was just that one goal difference, but this time he's making it real. Now this is where the professor's words did come out true, right? Fixes, watch out for Jamshedpur FC. And after that first defeat, I knew at the bottom of my heart these lads are definitely gonna pull off a comeback. And boy, oh boy, Azim, have they impressed us all.
Oh yeah, it's been a fabulous performance, particularly this one. I think the last game was a little one-sided overall, but this one, I mean, it's been such an even contest, but in the clutch moments, in the big moments, Arvind has just managed to hang on when it mattered, because there were moments where Lokmani would have looked at that shot. The moment he pressed that circle or square button, depending on what layout he used, he knew it was a goal, and again it's saved. It's just all happening over here, and somehow Arvind is surviving, very, very calm, composed on the ball over there, playing it back to the keeper. Don't want to get too fancy while playing it at the back, and now it's 3v3 on the counter attack, and let's see if he can completely close this game out. Will he show the ambition to attack, or is he going to go into the corner? He is being ambitious. He's got Ronaldo in the box, but it is a goal kick. The header not quite good enough.
But still, that's not going to be a big of a problem for Arvind, because all he needs to do is eat a couple of minutes up and he's good to go, right? Already having that 2-goal lead, as Lokmani again struggling to put one pass through. He's been doing that for the entire second half, and the rock-solid defense coming in from Jamshedpur FC.
You just have to admire the quality on display from both guys over here. Even Lokmanyu, despite not being able to get in, and unfortunately giving that ball away, the close control that we're seeing on display from these guys, the left stick dribbling that you're seeing from these guys is just at such a high level. And again, can he find the ball? He does find the ball to Pele, but as always, there is a defender in the way for Arvind all the time, and now it's getting to the last chance Saloni. Again, desperately trying to get that shot away. This does not suit Lokmanyu's game. He wants time to build up. He wants to be able to take his time, shift the ball side to side, but now he has to do it, basically score with every move. And this is probably going to be his last chance, maybe to salvage a 3. But looks like the win is going to Jamshedpur FC. May get a goal over here. Lovely close control once again. Trying to, he should score from here. He does. It's 3-2. But unfortunately, a little too late. And you're going to see now the whistle blown. And what a fantastic game of FIFA we have witnessed here.
Oh, wow. That was a spectacle. I mean, obviously, everyone just had a delight, But now, of course, Kash appreciating Lokmanyu's valiant efforts. And this is finally a sigh of relief for Arvind, right? He knew he had a momentous task at hand. And oh boy, did he just come out, flying tonight. He deserves an entire crate of Coca-Cola. The way this lad has been playing, 3-2 being the final score for, of course, this individual matchup between Arvind Mas and Lokmanu and Jamshedpur FC. I mean, that means it's a guaranteed 3 points for them, because Kerala Blasters FC, they're just going to be playing for respect over here. The third match of the co-op that we were talking about. But there are a few things that I really want to ask you, Azim, over here. One thing for sure that we did see was Arvind got really defensive, right? He at least had 4 defenders when Lokmanu was constantly attacking him, and Lokmanu did not have a lot of openings to play around with. Don't you feel if he could have, tried to pass the ball behind a little bit, try to create more openings or more areas to work around with, could have been better? Or what do you think, like individually, that Lokmani could have done different to have managed to win this game?
I mean, I think Lokmanu played a very good game. He likes, as I said, to create and build slowly. Like he wants to take his time. But the fact that he was 2-1 down and then, of course, 3-1 down made his task very, very difficult. He created a lot, but just that last second clutch defending that we saw from Arvind was incredible. Like, it was unbelievable to see it at times. And lots of saves by the goalkeeper as well, as we can see over here. But this bit from Pele, that one goal, just toying with him and hitting it into the roof of the net from the near post, that was an absolutely it was a bit of genius. And this ball behind the defense as well, complete sucker punch right at the stroke of halftime. And this made Lokmanu completely rethink. This we thought was a goal, and I don't know how that was blocked off the line. We saw another one very similar to this. There we go. So it's not that Lokmanu did not create chances. There was plenty, as we see another one over here, just defended at the last minute. And of course, the final counter attack, making the right decision. Lokmanu again thinking that he would go right to the byline for the cutback, but now mixing it up a little bit, Arvind, and deciding to stay slightly inside and making a more square pass rather than a cutback.
And more than that, we did see a separate style coming out from Arvind's play over there. That he was relying a lot on that long through pass, right? And I think on 2 occasions he did manage to get the goal out of it. The third one, of course, he completely outplayed Lokmanu inside the D box area, but seems like Lokmanu had no answers to those long flurry of passes that he was doing time and again. And it just went down to the wire, to be honest. I mean, had Lokmanu had a few more minutes, maybe he could have scored an equalizer. But that one little, short attempt from Cruyff and Maldini, I mean, it was just by his sheer heels that he managed to defend that goal off, because the keeper was beaten. Everybody was beaten, but Maldini, he stood solid as a mountain. And I think that sort of attempt sort of shattered Lokmanu's confidence there a bit, because after creating such a chance, creating such an opening, and if you fail, that definitely is quite detrimental, and that was visible. But now with not a lot of things online, Kerala Blasters FC, they're going to be playing for pride and respect. But from what I can expect so far, it's going to be an absolute annihilation by the boys of Jamshedpur FC.
I mean, these boys have played really well in co-op in their last game. I think Akshat and Lokmanu. At that time, Akshat's confidence was really, really low. But this time, both the guys will be feeling quite down. Lokmanu will feel a little hard done by, because he did play a good game. It's not that he played badly in that game at all. He just came up against Arvind, who was in incredible form for Jamshedpur FC. And now it's a bit of playing for pride and also playing for the additional point, which you get, of course, which could make a huge difference by the time we get to the playoffs, when the series points difference will make the difference when there's any kind of tiebreaker.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this matchup would be really helpful. At least, they could work on, they're going to not be having a lot of pressure, right? So this is where, Akshat can also try to coordinate and communicate with Lokmanu and try to, this is a perfect arena to, sort of work on your team game, right? You do not, you're not under pressure. You can try a lot of different things. You can fix a lot of things and, get a few more pointers out of here, because we've already gotten the game started, and Kerala Blasters FC are trying to get those early control for themselves, trying to just play around a little bit and deny Jamshedpur FC the chance, because we've of course got Akash also chiming in along with Arvind on the opposite side.
Yeah, let's see what they do again. Playing for pride, playing for a little bit of respect, because they've conceded 3 goals in both games, only answered with 1 in the first one, 2 in the second one. And yeah, that's the kind of thing you don't want to be doing. Don't want to be giving them the ball just for cheap. Thankfully, they do get it back for their sake. And now Jamshedpur FC, they're chilled. I mean, they just want to, at this point, I think, have a bit of fun, enjoy themselves, use a few tricks and flicks. That's a great ball played in behind. And now, well, as you said, an opportunity to work on their coordination to get better, and which something that will stand them in good stead for all the games coming up, when the co-op game could actually matter and make a difference.
Oh yes, and
Oh,
there
that's
you go.
beautifully worked. Oof. I think his teammate there will be a bit annoyed with him that he didn't pass, because that was a clear opportunity for goal.
Right.
Let's see if they're going to go. It does look like they're going for a cross in there, using Gullit, his header on target. Well worked corner over there. And now Jamshedpur FC getting back, getting their defensive shake back. And there we see the unfamiliar sight of Patrick Vieira running down the wings. And let's see if we can find somebody with more creative. We see Cruyff. And oh, that's a great ball. Let's see if they can make the opening work. Again, it's Mbappe on the left flank, working it well, but defensively solid. A bit of a mistake in there. And again, Jamshedpur FC will look to counter-attack.
Yes, and this is where I would really want Kerala Blasters FC to pick up on the pieces that have fallen down. This is where they need to communicate. But we've seen that surge in communication improve for the boys from Jamshedpur FC. They've been quite vocal. They're talking about the passes. They're trying to figure things out. They're calming each other down, which is really helpful and which really puts quite an impact when you are actually playing co-op. And this is a good chance. Almost.
Yeah, was a good chance, but closing down well. I think these the Kerala Blasters boys, they do defend well as a unit. They've only conceded the 1 goal from my recollection in the last game, so they're pretty sorted as a defensive unit. In attack, of course, Lokmanu is the one who's a little bit more confident. He's the guy who likes to be in charge of building the play up. And let's see if they can try to take the lead in this game.
Oh, but again, this game so far, we've seen that slide upper edge.
Oh, this
for
is well
Jamshedpur
worked.
FC.
Will he go for the shot? That should be a goal, but well saved at the near post by Van. Worked that exceptionally well. Very, very, very good individual skill, and now giving them no time to reset for the corner, immediately getting into the box. Will they go for a long shot? No, they're going to try for the cutback again this time. Oh, that's well worked. He's completely bamboozled them over there. Just unfortunately cut it too far back. I think he wanted to pass it to somebody who was closer to the goal, but with 3 players in roughly the same passing cone, I think the game maybe selected the wrong player for him. And now, Kerala Blasters looking to just try and get some control of possession, because Jamshedpur FC pretty much carrying on the way we've seen the first 2 games. Very, very confident, but a call change here. This should be a goal. Again, just the confidence in front of goal really lacking for Kerala Blasters. And now on the counter attack, will they be punished? The ball through was there, but I think it just played a little too late.
Was that first touch really necessary, Azim? Because I really felt, Ronaldo could have directly put it at the back of the net over there in that situation. What do you think?
It's a little bit of lack of confidence, you would have to say, because you're thinking, just second guessing. If I shoot, will it go in? Things have not been going my way. Maybe I should open up an even cleaner opportunity where I have sidestepped the goalkeeper and it's just an empty net. There is always a temptation to do that. And as we see over here, this close control from Pele, we saw a great goal. I'm sure that the red cursor, based on what we're seeing, is Arvind. And now on the counter, it's a straight race between Theo Hernandez and Cruyff. And he read that to perfection. Got a little unlucky with that deflection over there. And again, very, very well read. Jamshedpur are looking really, really good. They're looking. This is the title form they're displaying over here.
Yeah,
A far cry from what we saw last week against FC Goa. And again, he can play the through ball. He does go for it, just a little underhit, but still manages to keep it in.
Oh!
How has he kept that in? This is extreme athletics being displayed by Pele over there. And will they go for a long shot? No, they're happy to work the opening. And you can have a look. There's a lot of movement happening in the box. He does have the opening to play it to Ronaldo. and I think that will be a goal kick. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and just given away. And now this is where, Kerala Blasters FC, they're in shambles right now, starting to make all those mistakes, right? Even on that last attack, Cruyff just, getting a little bit of extra pace and being intercepted at there. This time, Mbappe, however, pushing in from the left wing. But is he going to go in for a
Yeah.
cross or a cutback? That's going to be interesting,
No,
but
just a
no,
little over
nothing.
ambitious to think he could, run straight through the defender there. That's a poor pass. Again, getting a little too trigger happy. I think maybe slight overconfidence showing with that pass over there. And now it is a very compact defensive unit. We can see all four defensive line very straight, very solid, using the two midfielders to defend. And now against Mbappe one-on-one, it gets tricky. Marquinhos there to get the header away. Gullit versus Gullit, both hanging, head banging with each other, and it is halftime.
Yes, and at this point, one good breathing respite for Kerala Blasters FC. The only consolation, the copium, as we called it, is of course going to be the fact that they've not conceded a single goal
Yeah.
as of now. So, nothing it hasn't really gotten worse from around here, and all they can do is climb up, because where do they go falling down? Because they've already, done all the mistakes that they possibly could. Now, all they need to do is in this little moments where they can actually catch a breath, because they've been dealing with so many attacks coming in from Jamshedpur side, that they should have to discuss. But I don't think the time was enough. But let's see in this second half. Can they edge past one goal? That's much needed for their morale.
Yeah, and just want to say it's so nice that I think every game, every match that we've watched so far in this season of the ESL has been so unpredictable. Like for me, going into this, if you had asked me, I would have said that Kerala Blasters win is maybe not a formality, but that would have been my immediate conclusion. But just been proven completely wrong with the way the Jamshedpur boys have just really turned up today and shown completely like incredible form, incredible consistency, incredible composure. And now it's up to Kerala Blasters to just find a little bit of pride this evening, because otherwise it's going to be a sad Tuesday night in that camp.
Yes, and of course, the owners of Jamshedpur FC, they're going to be so happy finding these two gems, right? We've been talking about dark horses, and they certainly are the ones in for the tournament. We're yet to see two more teams, but for now, what they have shown us, I think I'm really impressed. Now, this has to be one of my, again, those teams, that I'm going to be counting that are going to make it to the top four towards the end of the tournament.
Yeah, and we could see another goal over. Oh, that's beautiful close control, but unfortunately, the just did not come off for him. Like he's used Pele to the absolute max of his ability, has Arvind today. Just been very, very difficult to play against. You've had to throw in almost desperate tackles, which is of course very risky doing it in the box, because you can always give away a penalty, maybe a red card to go with that. So just really, really efficient performance. It's still 0-0 in this game though. There's still hope for Kerala Blasters to find a chink in the armor, but no chinks over there. Using the skills, using the Marseille roules, using every trick available in the book right now, and very calm, very composed. There is a through ball on over there. Decides to go on the wide flank, and now they're happy to pass this ball around. Even if they get a draw out of this and 0-0, I think they'll be very pleased with it. But of course, there is a huge pleasure to getting a whitewash against your opponent.
Yeah, and I think now they're just displaying their skill moves, right? That is what Jamshedpur FC they have been doing for quite some time, and they've been getting off of a few players, just trying to rattle them even more, trying to intimidate them. But there you have it, finally a chance that has been created. But we've got to see if they can find one opening.
Not quite happening over here. They're very content to take their time and build it up, because they know that that's going to make the Kerala Blasters boys more and more anxious. That's a bit of a foul over there. Patrick Vieira rolling back the years to his Arsenal days. And now Kerala Blasters need to find a spark from somewhere. They've been lacking that little bit of X factor today. They need to find that one moment, that little individual brilliance, that nice pattern of play, that little give and go, that perfect coordination. Because the Jamshedpur FC boys looking in complete sync today.
Yeah, I think they've been looking better in terms of their first outing. in that co-op, right? But again, I don't think they're playing at their fullest, right? It's not
Yeah.
100% from them. They've not entered that try hard mode yet. They're just
Yeah.
having a really casual game over here. They're just chilling around, and they still have the focus. But again, this is the point where you're going to be expecting them to score a couple of goals.
Yeah,
But this
this
time
could be
they've
an
got a
opportunity. There you go. That's
chance.
the skill. That's the skill we're talking
Oh.
about. Of course, very uh, not ideal angle to take the shot from. A guy like Schmeichel is going to sit as he brings the goalkeeper right out to stand along with. Maybe brought him a little too far out to block the cross, and now he's going to try to run back to his position again. Going with Pele, trying to use the bridges, trying to use the short fakes, the little Marseille roulette over there, not happening for them, and now they could be vulnerable to a counter attack. But Jamshedpur not particularly interested in the counter attack over there. They're just happy to keep it and keep building the play.
Oh yes, and again, Jamshedpur FC, they're going to be happy even if it's a tie, because they still have earned themselves the coveted 3 points that they were looking out for, and they're going to open up their accounts. But here we have
Yeah.
Kerala Blasters FC at this point, just playing for pride, because they've got their chances, right? But mostly not clean ones, not the kind of you would call a Lokmanu build up, right? That is exactly what you would
Yeah.
expect from him. And when certainly has been a really gloomy day for him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna bounce back. But boy, oh boy, the boy Arvind and Akash did really take them for a ride.
Yeah, and it just bodes so well. That should be a goal. Oh, that's beautiful. That is incredible from the Jamshedpur FC boys. The finish over there was so calm, so composed. It was just a
It was
absolute
just
work of art. If we can watch the replay of it, just have a look at that finish. Just passes it into the back of the net. That is pure brilliance from the Jamshedpur FC boys, and they are having an absolutely brilliant day.
Oh, they are, and they're happy about it. And there you go, the smiles finally coming through. And this is where they're gonna start getting a little bit crafty. But again, Lokmanu is gonna give all those important tips. At this situation, we could have done this better. They've got a lot of homework to do for the evening, right? Because
Yeah.
Kerala Blasters FC, the way they started off yesterday, Lokmanu going so big, and suddenly today we've got a completely different story over here. And this is exactly the kind of masala that you are going to get in eISL and nowhere else right now in India.
Yeah, and the way things are shaping up after these first 3 days. I mean, it's going to be incredibly tight. That battle for the top four. I think it's going to come down to the difference in games won or even goal difference at this rate, because we are seeing teams that are just so evenly matched.
Yes, and with just barely a couple of minutes to go, I think Kerala Blasters FC at this point, they would be happy. If they can manage to score just one, maybe try
Yeah.
to end the game with a draw. Have a good night's sleep and then wake up, because they've got so much more games coming up, and even for the next week. But here we have Ronaldo, just trying to play a round of
Oh,
two
that's a
defenders.
beautiful scoop turn for them, but it's just not happening for them. And now 2-on-2 in the count. Oh, what a beautiful dummy there from Pele. Completely sold his man. And this deserves goal if he can get it. He's moved the keeper, trying to cover the cutback. And is it over the line? No, it's not. It's still going for Jamshedpur FC. They're being... Oh my goodness, that was absolutely crazy. I mean, all the options in the world chose the most difficult one, and it just almost scored through the keeper's legs, and foul there, but advantage played. It's been entertaining. I mean, irrespective of the results that you look at today, we've had 3 reasonably close matches, and it's been a series of just exceptional performances.
Oh yes, 100%. At this point, the boys from Jamshedpur FC, they're gonna just toy around with their minds. And there you go, the
There
final
we go.
whistle has been blown. And well, I mean, the third matchup, again, just that one goal difference between these two teams. But in terms of skill level, in terms of the partnership, the camaraderie between the boys, we're seeing Jamshedpur FC being ahead by eons right now, as Kerala Blasters FC has still have got a lot of work to put up before they can start to try and beat them, because the way things went on. And I must say, the second matchup of this series has to be by far my favorite game for the evening.
Oh yeah.
No
It was
caps.
an absolute. Like it was a proper duel over there. It was a game of chess at times. But Arvind was just so calm, so composed with everything that he did. It was a combination of everything, like tactics, being composed, good build-up play, great individual skill. We got to see like the best of the best in terms of gameplay over there. And yeah, very, very. I'm sure Jamshedpur boys will be absolutely elated today, and they're gonna have a good, a nice, pleasant evening for them.
Oh, they definitely are. And, this is where, things are starting to look so exciting. Jamshedpur FC finally getting those coveted, the much needed 3 points out from this series. And, they would be hoping, the staircase just goes along, they start building up those points, Again, this is where I would love to see them going up against the Giants. Maybe at a showdown against Bengaluru FC. That is going to be
Yeah.
really interesting because going up against players like Sagnik and Varsi, who are also really good individually and even as a team. And these two players now they're creating their mark. It's going to be such a delight to watch all these four Titans go up against each other. But right now, let's take a look at the final scorecard and find for ourselves how this entire series just panned out. With of course Jamshedpur FC, getting the better out of Kerala Blasters FC out there, and it was a clean, well-earned victory for them. 3 points.
Oh yeah, an absolutely complete performance by in all three games. I think Akash did a perfect job against Akshat. Arvind was made to work a lot by Lokmanya, but again thoroughly deserved that. I think that's been, in quality wise, probably been the game of the tournament for me so far. And in terms of co-op, even though it was just a 1-0, there were lots of chances, lots of cat and mouse over there. Eventually, Jamshedpur FC sneaking the win over there, and again, I think they probably deserved. So, back to the drawing board, or maybe back to the classroom for the professor and for Akshat. But I'm sure they're going to bounce back very soon.
Oh, they definitely are. Because, again, comparing Akshat's performance yesterday and today, I think we must say that he has improved even in a single night, right? And the graph has been linear. We like such graphs. We do not want them to be going downhill. So as to speak, because Akshat, he definitely showed improvement, but maybe he needs to break past his limits, because again, we're talking about 4 months being over there, 4 long months, but suddenly you are gonna realize that you just have one more remaining, and suddenly with so many games slipping by, things might look awry for you. But that being said, now let's get back to the stage and have a chat with, of course, the winners out there, with Akash, who's going to be so happy about his matchup. So congratulations, Akash, on that wonderful little win. But, my first question, of course, would be, what was your initial game plan that you went on with? Because you were going up against Kerala Blasters FC and you faced off against Lokmanya. Even in the past, you did manage to defeat him. But what was the mentality? Because you still had to open your accounts up today.
I personally had no idea like, oh, I'm gonna play again. So I mean, I was just sticking to my basic plan, like even what I did in last game. I thought we played pretty well in the last game. I mean, considering all three matches, like we just narrowly, lost out. I still felt like we had a pretty solid game. So we just want to stick to the same. Like we've been working on it like for past 3 months, like 4 months since game came out. So we're just thinking of sticking to the same. Like no need to change anything massively.
Okay. So, question for you. Obviously, you were watching very keenly as Arvind was playing against Lokmanya. For me, I think that was probably the game of the season so far in terms of the overall quality that was on display. How was it for you watching it? Were you very nervous? Were you confident that Arvind would be able to pull it out? What were your thoughts?
I mean, we all know like Lokmanya. I mean, the player of his caliber to beat him, like it's not a simple thing. And to be honest, like Lokmanya had his chances. Like I mean, it wasn't his deal, to be honest. But I was just telling him to keep calm and just play your game and just simple stuff. That's it.
Again.
And sorry, just one question before we go away. How surprised were you when Maldini kicked that ball off the line in that shot? That
I just don't know what happened right there. I mean, I was just happy that it didn't go behind the line. That's it.
Because that could have been a complete game changer over there, because the momentum would have, of course, shifted in, Lokmanyu's favor. But either ways, I would really like to know about your upcoming plans inside this league, because when you started off, you definitely are the dark horses inside this tournament. A lot of, the competitive FIFA players, they've been talking a lot about you. You've been making a lot of noise. But of course, starting off with what you could call a defeat against FC Goa. Now, you definitely did learn upon your mistakes. So, what were those changes, that you could have done the other day, and now you worked it through over here?
I guess people forget it's a long tournament. It's a 20-game tournament for each team. We just gonna stick to the basics. It's just matter of those. Simple plays like you get one play right at one match, you don't need the next match. So it's all about sticking to your own game.
Yeah, and you pretty much show that you had your basics intact. Both of you players, you've been having a really good time, and I think it's time for party for you guys right out there, because beautiful victory, 3 points earned. Calls for a lot of long FIFA session tonight. I'm sure you boys are gonna just rock it, and wish you all the best for your future matches to come. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yes, buddy.
So Azim, I think it's all about the boys have spoken, right? Keep your basics right, keep things simple, do not overcomplicate it, and you're gonna see a good things happen to you at the very end, right?
Yeah, you do need to obviously focus on what you're good at. Sometimes you'll feel you'll be up against an opponent who's figured you out on that day, figured out exactly what you're doing. At that time, maybe you need to change your instincts, do the opposite of what you would normally do, so that then the opponent is put on the back foot. Is it going to be this way or that way? So, lots for them to consider. But I think a great day for the boys from Jamshedpur FC, and of course, it's been a lovely tournament so far, and just every day you come in and you have no idea what's going to happen, who's going to win, favorites form, everything goes out of the window.
Yes, absolutely, and the action just gets even more exciting as days pass by, because we've almost seen all the teams, just two remaining, and we're gonna see them pretty soon. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with all our games for the evening. We're gonna call it a night. Go grab a few cans of Coca-Cola myself, because I'm parched right now. I'm really thirsty, of course. But we're gonna see you off tomorrow with some amazing games gonna get started off. So till then, you guys take care and have a good night.